going on a short drive, about 10 miles from Belmont in Brisbane down to Capalaba, which is not very far away, 10-minute run. Get some fuel in the car because it's pretty low. You may have heard the fuel warning light there tells me I've got about 38 k's left in the tank. It's a very good car, this one. It's a one owner car, one family owner car. Originally it belonged to my brother, bought it new in Tasmania. Bought by my youngest brother who's held it, and then I'm doing this film for him. Car's got 186,900 k's on it. Most of those k's have been done hot on the highway, and the car's always been well serviced. We have iridium plugs, not long. Transmission's been serviced fully, engine fully serviced, it's been fitted with a France filter. Just had a brand new body module and ABS braking unit fitted to it. It costed $1,200 2 days ago. It's got two almost new, brand new tyres on the front. The two at the rear are very good condition. The car's extremely straight. It's just had a wheel along done to it. No rust in the car. Never been smashed. Has been very well looked after. We believe in looking after our cars, and a lot of money's been spent on it. Brother tells me that it's had a set of pedal shockers all the way around, and it wouldn't have done more than maybe 5,000 or 6,000 on those. The sporty type front shockers in this car, just a little bit stiffer than the standards, which were the original Munros, and very soft. So the vehicle's been very well looked after indeed. Just pull up down here to check and make sure that the camera is working. May have a low battery in it. The exhaust system's been replaced in it. It's got a free flow muffler on it. Subdued sound, as you can hear. Pull up here in this piece of shaded area because it's very hot today. It's about 33 degrees at the moment, and it's not nice. Very humid. Storms, big storms are building up down the coast at the moment. Just check the camera. Yes, still working. Notice that the gearbox changes very quickly. Goes straight through the gears with no hesitation. In drive, I won't stand on it too hard because the camera's just standing on the back seat and I don't want to throw it over. It does respond very well on the highway if you put your foot on it and need to pass. And the general cruising speed that we use is about 100 to 10. Very firm riding car, very firm on the road, very straight on the road. Wheels have recently been balanced in it, so there's a lot of work being done to this car in maintenance. Registered till the 6th month. So it's got plenty of rego on it. Chap on the bike up here running all over the place, so very dangerous people these. Gotta give them a lot of room. Why anyone would want to be riding a bike in 33 degrees of heat, I don't know. Each to his own, I guess. Right, here we go. tyre works. I won't engage it at the present time because traffic's too volatile. Windscreen's original. The screens have been re-tinted. They cost $450. Do not clean them with or spray anything on them. If you want to clean them with a damp chamois and nothing else. Otherwise, you'll wreck them. You'll have to have them done again. That's not fun. So, I strongly urge you to be careful about what you're doing with the car from that point of view. I'll need a bit of air conditioning going on. You think it's free? Yeah. Here we are, just touching on the 100k mark. Where the car sits just under about 2,000 revs, about 90 to 50 revs. This is about where we drive it. Quite capable of going much faster than that, of course, if you want to. You'll lose your licence pretty smartly in it. It's an ideal car for somebody who wants a well-maintained vehicle, doesn't have problems. Diffs are all good, oil seals are all good. The only fault we have to fix with it is the right-hand driver's window, which is come loose and it slides. We're going to attempt a re-glue on it, which we should be able to get to hold quite well. If it doesn't hold, we'll go to the wreckers and buy a replacement window and put that in. One other minor defect the car has, if you could call it that, is that we have to buy a pup trim. Here at the present time, we've got to get some petrol in the vehicle. It's run out pretty soon. Back a bit, sort of 3 now. Temperature's come down pretty comfortable, 20 odd degrees in here at the moment, which is nice. Air conditioning on max, that's the standard air conditioning. It's turned right around here. Has all the controls here. All those work. As you can see, all this works. 2, 1, off. That is a new, it's had a new Sony CD unit fitted to it. That cost $750 to fit that. That's not long gone in either, so you're going to get a very well equipped car here for not a lot of money. We're asking $6,500 for it, top money for it, pretty well. There are a lot of XR6s available. Some of them have been severely knocked around, some of them have not been very well maintained, and to find a really good one is not the easiest thing in the world to do. This is a good one. It's going to go for some considerable time. I think at some stage my brother had the front discs replaced in the car, but I'm not sure about that. He's got some dockets at home and they'll be listed in the advertisement for the car. Charge is sitting on about 14 14 amps at the present time. Oil pressure's up around about the 50-60 mark, which is where it ought to be. It's running normal in the running quite right on the normal mark in the temperature, which is very good. No sign of overheating there. There's 70 down here, so it's quite okay. Sitting in third gear at the moment, that's why it's revving a little bit. I don't like running in top gear around town. Running cars in top gear means to say they're sitting on about 12 to 1500 revs. That's not the way to treat a motor. So I run it in third, 2000 revs. Try and keep the rev generally around the 2000 mark, which is a spot where the motor's quite responsive and quite economical. It's not going to do any damage to it. Saves hunting up and down through the gears. Saves you wasting fuel. Car's always going to be going well. Idle's about 850, which is where it should be. All the emission controls work on the car. I think it comes with the original handbook in it. Got a very good spare tyre in it. Not going to have any worries with that. Has the tools for it as well. None of those have been lost. Bit of a shame to actually sell the car really, but it has to go. I've got too many items at the present time. I'm just going to drop into the garage here and get some fuel. You can run 91 in it. Goes better on 95, but you can run 91 in it. It'll be quite built for it. Don't have any worries with that. Garage, so you won't hear me for a little while. Just let it idle away to itself here. Fuel works. Try not to run the chap on the side of the car. Never know what they're going to do half the time. Quickest way I know to spend $20 is to put petrol in the car. I really have no idea what sort of fuel mileage this gets on the highway, but I would expect it to be the equivalent of around 23 or 24 miles to the gallon, which should be about right. I think that I'll get down to about 10.5 litres per 100. If you've got a steady cruise going on around, the pace may have a bit better than that, but not really. I mean, it's a pretty heavy car with a big motor in it around town, so don't expect it to drive like a shopping trolley, because it won't. Fast around the corners, otherwise I'll tip my camera over and I'll do that. That's a big storm out there, getting ready to go down the coast too. Look for past some severe storms today, and that looks like I want to be one. There's others out the back here too, coming in towards the west. Where we are, of course, it tends to take a pretty fair sort of a bit of weather to come in across our home. Down the coast there on the ranges, they can get some real beauties, which is going to upset the golf tournament for the PGA today somewhat, because they're right in the Royal Pines down there. There's a busy little spot here in Capalaba, and this is the general area we run around in. Usually, if the car's used for shopping, it usually runs within 10 to 15 minutes of where we live at the present time, but that's and it doesn't stay parked long, so the motor's pretty hot most of the time. But generally speaking, my brother takes it down the coast and over the border, sometimes as far as Coffs Harbour on a Friday or a Saturday night to go for a drive, so he doesn't mind driving it. Smoking being in the car, there's no cigarette burns, the roof lining's where it ought to be at the present time. It does have a fitting for phone in here. If you want to put your phone in there, you can. So it's already had that. I'd say that as far as this particular vehicle is concerned, it's got another 200,000 k's left in it. Most of these XR6 engines are very tough motors, extremely good. They've got a bulletproof bottom end in them. They can be made to produce 400 reliable horsepower with a bit of turbocharging in it, and still do it on a stock bottom end. So you're not going to destroy them. The same basic engine is used right in all the up to the current cars at the present time. Turbocharged form in the Territory, exceptionally Ford motor, one of the best motors Ford's ever built actually. They've finally got them sorted out, and they're a really great engine. Gearboxes, well, they seem to go a long way before they give any trouble. It very much makes sure when you service the box that you put the right oil in it. They're built for a specific oil. A Ford oil, do not put anything else except the recommended oil in it, or you'll have a $3,500 to $4,000 overhaul bill for your trouble. Keep the car serviced, change your oil. The France filter needs to have its toilet roll changed every 5 to 7,500 k's. Don't worry about changing the oil. The France will keep it clean, and the 2 litres of oil that goes in when it soaks it up and fills the lines will keep the oil in good condition, and you won't very rarely have to change oil. And the filter that's on the vehicle, I wouldn't change any faster quicker than 40,000 k's because you won't need to. The filter that's on there's got a magnet in it that'll pick up any foreign bodies, but I wouldn't expect to be too much of that. So all in all, an exceptionally good car, probably one of the better ones in Australia, and to be in the top 10%, I think it's worth the money. You can make an offer for the car, but don't be ridiculous, because we won't even listen to it. The car's certainly worth the money that we're asking for it, very nearly so. It'll come with a road safety certificate and a roadworthy for the vehicle when it's sold, before it's picked up. I'm not sitting the car for 2 months and then going around and paying another $85 for another certificate and another roadworthy just for the fun of it. So you'll get one when you're satisfied and you've paid for the car, and I'll make sure you get one. So there'll be no problem with that at all. The car's fully owned, there's no money owing on it. Do a revs check. I think it's free, I'm not sure, maybe $15 or something, but do a revs check to Queensland Registrations. You'll find that the car's been in the same family for a long time. So not much else I can say to you. I've covered just about everything. There may be a few items that have been done on the car which haven't been done before, mentioned before, so it's possible that there's been some work done to the back suspension bushes at some point, maybe, I'm not sure, but it's had a full rear end and front end alignment done to it. It's been maintained by Rockley Mechanical. Brian Harriman out there is expert in suspensions and engines, been a mechanic for a long time, sets up all the race cars, trials cars, V8 utes, HQ races, for a number of high profile racing people. He's known his reputation far and wide through the motoring industry, so he's the man we've been dealing with for the last 15 years. He does all our work for us, that which I don't do, mainly because he has a voice and I don't. But he's the man that's been looking after this car since the day it was going to Queensland, so there's not going to be any problems with that. He does the servicing, he does the things that are necessary, finds the things that are wrong with it, we fix them straight away. We don't leave them hanging around till they fall off the car. So, as I say, excellent maintenance. We're very fussy with it. We spend a lot of money on it, and we make sure that our cars can be jumped into, driven interstate at the drop of a hat. You don't have to go and get a yearly service done before you go on holidays. It's already been done. That's all I'm saying. At the present time, we'll put this up on Gumtree. We'll have a link for the movie. Do take the time to listen to the whole movie, because I cover quite a bit of stuff in it, and we look forward to having you come and look at the vehicle and purchase it. very cautious on this corner here. There's been 2 or 3 people killed on it, mainly because they haven't been looking at where they've been going. Past our driveway here because it's a nasty little corner. There's people come around here at 100 k's an hour. We've had 2 or 3 people in our front yard over the time. The last chap was a guy in an Audi who managed to stack his car onto the safety railing and ride it off. That was a clever piece of work. A little bit too quick. Can be taken at about 85 k's, and it just shows you how quickly he was going when he came around the corner here, straight down into the where that meter sign is, right on the side. Well, that's it. Car's done. Taken for a run. It's a good vehicle. It's worth every cent that we're asking for it. I'll now shut the camera off and go and get it uploaded. Yes, it does. Got a K&N in it. Yes, it does.